We are going to talk about building data-driven apps and data pipelines with Golang. Please pause this video and write into paper how you build the data pipelines, right? And then you think about this video we are going to talk about here. So let's see why we need this one, right? So according to Data Never Sleeps, right, in 2022, so every minutes, right, like data is 40x more byte data than starts observed in the universe by 2020s. And the reflex, so previously most of data application, most of companies or most of people think we use Hadoop, Spark, Kafka, Airflow, or Kubernetes, but truth is most workloads or medium data problem is we don't need to use Spark. We can use it's a start with simple measure only scale when refuse to cooperate, right? When you can use those things when it's refused to cooperate. Now let's talk about what is data pipelines, right? So basically data pipeline is nothing, it's input, transform, and output, right? A process that take input data through series of transformation stage producing data as output. That's the data pipelines, right? So here is the thing, right? When we talk about machine learning, it's as simple as data pipelines, right? the so we collect data as a logs or event or streams, right? And the feature is nothing but columns, right? And then we training, which is code, or model we can say, right? For training and then model, then train model is artifact is a version control, right? So it's the same way as the data pipelines. Now let's talk about here flow, right? Ingest data, store data, process data, and then again store, cleans. So first ingest, then row. Ingest is also row, store is also row, so we ingest as a row, then process like extract, transfer, load, then we clean data and serve using API. So here the focus is Go language, right? So ingesting problem live injects process is stage, right? So now let's talk about here, right? So why Go? Now this is very important question. So you can also pause here and read the Go document. I have also built some programs using Go language, which I'm going to share after this one. So basically three things in Go language here: Go routines, Go channel, and Go single binary. So it's a very superpowers for data works, right? Data work what we need. It's a so Go routine 10x workers without breaking the switch, true parallel fan out across each CPU. So basically this will give you concurrency, right? Go routines. And now let's talk about channel. Channel is the pipeline. Is composed stage by passing channel, back pressure built in, no queue, no frameworks. There is no framework, right? When we talk about Spark, we need framework. When we talk about Hadoop, we need framework, right? But here we don't need framework. Single binary, right? One statics executable code, no JVM, no virtual environment, boots in millisecond, SCM in your deploy tool. So standard library give you 90% pipeline framework minus the framework. So there is no framework. That's very advantage of Go language. That's why it's very popular for data. So three building blocks here, right? First one is generator, which we call producer. If you talk about if you know the Flink have exactly same thing: producer, consumer, and sync. Consumer is sync, producer is produce, Flink to the transformation. So generator, let's talk about typical stream data, right? So it take Kafka, read data from Kafka, which is that is called generator. That is called generator. Read files, db streams. You're reading data from stream, it's a generator. Now you doing the decouples or enrich data or yeah, filter, map, aggregation, middle of the pipelines, and consumer where you sync. You write data into API, write data in database. So this is a way of working for Go language, right? And that's where data. Okay. Now let's talk about the source generator. So here, in terms of transform or Go routine, right? Where here its concurrency will work. So pattern, one generator and a worker in the sync, linear speed up until you run the out of core, right? Out of core, until you out of cores it can run the number of core. Okay, so now let's talk about production rules, right? Like on your, there are a couple of 6 rules which I define in my Medium article as well as. So these on your closures, right? Whenever you create channel, close it eventually, as everyone else only read or write, right? So once you create, you can. Second one is plumb done, right? Use context everywhere. Never shift without cancellation. So once you're done, you should cancel. Fan out on CPU stage. Parallelism where work serialize just before the sync. Right. So start simple, measurable, scale only when you must, when you need, right? Yeah. So that's what I created. So now let's talk about. So here is the thing, right? So I created my Medium articles. I'm going to write here why it's very important and how this data never sleeps. Uh, how much every minute, how much data we generate every day, how much we generate, and this is what is data pipeline, which I explained here as, and Taco Bell programming principle also I explained, and why go especially. Then go, there is a core memory challenges, right? So why go? Because it's a compression, use right there, chunking and indexing, and 3 building block which we talk already, that. And then my first program is here. Here we have generator, here we have processor, here we have consumer. So the same code I use Golang editor. So here is the code, right? So I have write all the code here, right? So here is the first main program, then import is start with here, and then function we do here, and this is also function, this is also function merge, and this is the main program will start from here, it will start reading from here, and let's me run the code from here. uh, yeah, so basically total error across 353. Yeah, so this is my present working directory where my code is there, right? So this is my code, so I put into git. So you guys can go into git, my git is also there. I will share the git code in here. Here is my git code, you can see, right? Git code with no frame data etl ml, then under the detail I have Golang, right? And the pipeline, and there is a couple of the example which I put here today, right? So it's very important. Go is becoming very very popular, guys, and try to learn. So in the data world, right, if the technologies keep coming, but I also work in Spark, I work Hadoop, I work on Flink, but I believe Go is very popular, powerful language. And so when we need to use Go, you think about some of the question, why do we need to use Go, right? And there is one more questions like how the Go works, and the basic. You can also create some the course like 10 days. You can start with loops, syntax, variable, then how to handle the files. Yeah, basic principle of programming. Yeah, thank you for liking. Please subscribe my channel, please follow me on mediums, and also please follow me LinkedIn, GitHub. Thank you.